Are you using much visual reference at this point? Have you pulled any
Absolutely.
reference? Okay.
I am, but that's actually, and that was probably one of the most important things I learned. I mean, everybody, I think, at some point really struggles with how or when or why to use reference. But for me, I did like I think most people did, and I relied too heavy on it too early.
Mhm.
And I found that basically, if I go to my reference before I have my thumbnails and my sketches done, it kind of creates a groove in your mind about how something is or should look. And even if you want to try to disregard it, it's kind of like stained in your brain a little bit, and it's impossible to get rid of at a certain point. So even if you come up with something that objectively might have been cooler, you're so focused on that stain or getting away from the stain, even that it kind of hampers your process, or it just comes out really stale and repetitive. Tattooers, illustrators, everybody, they got the same face syndrome. You got the same hands in the same positions, the same objects doing the same things, and the formulas are all the same. And sometimes it is because somebody's like, oh, that is my style, which, as we also know, that very often is the excuse for I'm not going to grow. This is just what I do.
Mhm.
But, even for those who are really refined and doing that really well, some people feel really trapped by it. And, very few people in the end, long term, are super happy with it and want to be there. And the main way to get away from that is by not getting that little stain in your brain to begin with.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
want to try to do your other stuff first, and then use reference as a way to sort of grade your own test, to look at it and be like, oh, is this a coyote? Well, it looks a little more like a wolf or a bear or a badger in the sketch. I didn't realize until I see the real thing. Now I can use this to make corrections and make sure that, again, and really focus on getting the character of that right, making sure that also has life and expression and movement, and using the chance to get reference to also find that. So again, if it was a coyote, it's like, oh, well, what makes a coyote really exciting? Maybe the way he springs when he finds a mouse, or he does some like little things rather than the really textbook. Especially if we go directly to reference, you find the textbook, oh, three-quarter turn face, that's it. We're just going to draw it that way or whatever.
Right.
Which again, ultimately is fine, but most of the time those get a little repetitive and sometimes boring, and it's not helping you grow, and it's also not helping get you closer to, again, squeezing the last little bit of toothpaste out of that tube, getting
Yeah.
every last bit out of the visual space that you're allowed to work with.